I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. A lot of stuff to talk about this week.
Oh my gosh, loaded.
I was, just so much stuff I don't even know, so we just need to get going. So
Yes.
the first thing, I'm going to start with cars.
Right.
And I was driving into work the other day, as I always do. Mentioned it every show.
Right.
Everyone's got it. I drive to work. I saw my first Cybertruck in the wild.
Oh my goodness,
Like, up
the
close.
Tesla one.
Yes, the Tesla Cybertruck.
Right.
I saw one about a month or so ago, and it was on the highway, and it was probably a good, I don't know, almost quarter a mile ahead of me. I was like, is that a Cybertruck up there? And I was never able to catch up to it and see it.
Right.
So this one I'm doing, getting close to work, and I'm turning, and it's in the turn lane as I'm getting ready to turn.
Yeah.
And so I got to see it from right up close, right beside it.
Wow.
What a steaming hunk of shit that thing looks like.
Doesn't it look like something out of a video game? Like an Atari video game?
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing was, the guy in the driver's seat,
Yes.
he looked like, when you're a kid, when you get a little toy truck and you get the action figure and you can put the action figure, you bend him at the waist and you
His little
wedge him
arms are
into
all
the
straight out.
He looked like an out of sized, proportioned action figure stuck in the driver's seat of this Cybertruck.
Really?
And I was just like, it looked ridiculous. He looked ridiculous in it, driving it.
Wow.
And maybe he was just a small man, but he looked very disproportioned for the size of that truck.
Really?
Maybe he's compensating for something.
Well, the
I
car
don't know.
itself is probably not, I don't think the proportions for that truck are correct.
Or it's
for an actual truck. You're used to seeing giant pickup trucks, the Fords.
big F-150s or
the
even
ones,
350s.
The 250s,
I mean, those
350s.
are,
They're all, but they've got curves and things.
Yeah.
And this thing's probably just up on stilts almost.
It was just, I don't know. It just seemed like a big hunk of something. I don't know. It was this monstrosity that just was I don't. Yeah.
Well,
and
that's interesting.
it still had its 30-day tags on it, and I was just like,
so you think you saw two in the wild or just the same one? You just didn't catch up to it?
No, this one still had its 30-day tags on it. And the one, like I said before, was about a month ago. But this one was just this week.
Okay.
I mean, but this was the first one I got to see up close in the wild.
Right. Oh,
and
well, there's two of them out there then, I guess.
There's at least two in the Northern Virginia area driving around because, we joke that Ashburn is called Cashburn because it's
cash to burn to get one of these lovely Tesla trucks.
Get a Tesla monster truck. Oh, I mean a Cybertruck.
Truck.
The monster truck.
Nice.
Next up, Gravedigger versus the Tesla Cybertruck.
I'm not going to be looking into a Cybertruck, but I can almost tell you my car has been giving me the worst problems lately.
Right. You had it in the shop this week.
So
we're actually, hold
Malloy.
on. Wait a second. So we're recording on a Friday night this week
because of that.
On Tuesday, Dave didn't have a car because his car was in the shop.
And we've had other issues, but that car was in the shop and we just could not get going. So we're on a rare Friday and we are definitely in rare form because
we are.
Our sponsors are...
We just recorded our sponsors.
If
you listen to the end of the show, all of our sponsors are fake sponsors, and we just recorded a couple.
A blooper reel is coming. I'm telling you right now, man, that just went sideways.
We have to do
fast. But my car, of course, it went from having a differential problem to wheel bearings
to a differential problem.
It was different
to a differential problem.
Differential,
a differential, and you went to a different. Problem,
a differenting problem.
Okay.
To a wheel bearings to a universal joint. But they finally got it straightened out. We just picked it up yesterday, I guess.
Wow. After all week, it was
after all week. It's just been one thing after another. Yeah. So that's finally done. And we paid the astronomical amount. And then
they could have bought a new used car probably for the price.
My mom was able to, probably. My mom was able to follow me out and we were driving through the parking lot and we were going to go get something to eat. We were over at that Longhorns, which is right there.
Oh yeah.
Just down the road. Right.
So my son, London, one of his very good friends. Isaiah, he went to the Caps game with us last year. Remember when Isaiah, his dad's the manager of that Longhorn.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll drop his name next time.
Okay. Yeah.
Pern. I know Pern.
Pern Disney. In London Disney.
Of the London Disneys. Yes.
Of the Disney.
Of the Disneys. Yes.
Yeah. The Winchester
Disneys. Perfect. But we were driving through that parking lot because we had gotten something to eat there. We were at we went to the Mexican because Longhorns was packed.
Oh, that Mexican next door?
Yes.
That place is great.
And that was good too.
Oh,
So
my
we
wife and I
actually had
love
some
that
really
place.
good food there too. And we were driving back, and in the parking lot, it's weird. There was a Goose who was walking down the little crosswalk right there.
Okay.
And he was in the crosswalk, like walking in the crosswalk. And a guy was trying to turn in, and the Goose was just looking at him, and it was a standoff. I am telling you right now, that Goose was
it
terrifying.
moving?
The Canadian Goose. He was
Canadian-
terrifying.
Oh, wow.
But yeah,
Did the guy get like rear-ended or something because he couldn't turn in?
Well, he was the only one in the line of people trying to get in. But the Goose definitely was holding his territory. He did not want to give anything away, and he was just right there.
I ain't moving, bitch.
No, and he just
I
kind
will
of
come
waddled
and
a little
poo on
bit,
your car.
pooped in the crosswalk, waddled a little more, and he just would not move. It was the funniest thing. It just defined Goose of Winchester. So if you ever
Seriously, we have a
the
lot
Goose
of
out there.
we have some gooses.
The Gooses.
The Gooses. Yeah. Don't mess with our Winchester Gooses.
Totally insane.
They're carrying. They're
with all
packing.
that. Yes.
I mean, there's a reason we're in Winchester.
Right.
It's where the rifles were. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The Goose.
The Gooses.
Right. So that was an interesting little thing. And that was my car story. So.
Oh, okay, cool. So your birthday was last week?
Yes, it was.
And
oh my gosh, no, wait. It's
2 weeks ago now.
2 weeks, yeah.
Oh my gosh, 2 weeks ago.
So
Because we didn't, yeah.
way behind.
So did you do anything fun for your birthday?
We did not have anything planned. And since I am an older adult, a lot of the times it just gets swept under the rug. I mean, a lot of the times, I mean, they're not going to throw a big ass party or anything like that.
Well, right. And I wouldn't want that either.
Always so close to Mother's Day that it always gets kind of muddled together
close,
with Mother's
Day. 48
hours
hours away from Mother's Day.
It was happened to be that day, that time, but yesterday it was same scenario.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Friday
so it
birthday,
kind of just got
Sunday,
put
Mother's
into
Day.
that. And then Sydney's birthday was the week after. So my question is what do you guys do for birthdays? Do you guys have like a sit down party for your children?
We used to when they were younger.
Right.
But now they, they're a little older and,
right.
it's not, that big of a deal kind of thing. Like, so we'll, we have cake and ice cream, obviously, and we let them pick what they want for dinner and where they want. And, London usually asks for like Red Lobster, which I think are all going out of business now. So we might not have that this
they
fall.
did close a bunch. I did hear that.
Oh, actually, no, I think our location is still open. I saw the list and our location is still currently open.
The one in Sterling. That one?
Well, no.
You have one here.
Yeah, we have one here. But yeah, there's
you have one in Winchester. Wow.
Yeah, it's right. It's literally just down the street from the Mexican place in Longhorn. It's on Valley.
I don't go that far.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it's just further down. Right. Just past the Walmart.
Right.
Yeah, so we have so we usually get, because London likes to get his lobster tail and or surf and turf with the steak, so that's his dinner, which is he likes. And last year he decided he didn't want a birthday cake, he wanted the Costco cheesecake. So we got the Costco cheesecake, and that was like, we all were like, good call, dude.
Were you
that
just
was
eating on it for like a week though?
Yeah,
that thing is
like,
huge.
Yeah, it's the size. It's like the pumpkin pie. It's like huge, it's ginormous.
It's huge.
So we had the cheesecake last year for his birthday. And for Miles and Jilly, they're twins, so it's the same day.
Right.
Yeah, we just let them pick what they want to get, and for dinner, and we'll I'll run out and grab it, or DoorDash or something like that, and we have cake and ice cream.
Do their friends do them anything? Like, do they go out?
Not really. Like I said, when they were younger, we used to do the party thing where
rent the bounce house kind of scenario.
Yeah, like West Oaks Farm Market is near us, and we went over there and did they have like the big John Deere tractor inflatable bounce house.
Oh yeah,
and we got that, and the kids went nuts in that, and did all that stuff, and had a blast. And their birthdays are in October, so they're in the fall. So it's like nice, also though. That close to Halloween
without being too.
Yes, and it's cool, and it's nice, and so we've done that stuff in the past, but lately in past years they've just been like, no, we're cool, we're good. I'm like, okay, God, it works for me. So
no trips to King's Dominion with five kids in Hall, or nothing crazy like that.
Super crazy like that. And I mean, last year the only thing I wanted for my birthday, which is in August, I just wanted to go get a Carvel Cookie Puss, which ended up not happening because the closest Carvel
to us,
hard
it is to get you a Cookie Puss.
It is almost 2 hours away. The closest Carvel where I could get a Cookie Puss. So I even looked into having a cooler that was big enough and getting dry ice and going and getting it. And then I had to do it like the weekend beforehand. And we have like a deep freezer here at the house. So I could put it in the deep freezer and it would have been fine for a week. Lasted. But it was just, I got to the point, I was like, I'm not making the trip all the way out just for a Cookie Puss.
Either.
It's like $60. $65 for a Cookie Puss ice cream cake.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah. Oh,
And
did you like in
Harris
Unfrosted?
Teeter does
what?
Carvel.
Well, yeah, and our Walmart does Carvel, but they don't do the
Not
cookie
the cookie
pusses. They just do the generic ice cream
regular
cakes that, like, they can put in the freezer for 6 months. And,
I did get one for my birthday. I had a little baby.
You got a cookie puss?
No,
Oh, you got
the little
the
baby
Carvel ice cream
Carvel cake. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done those before.
Right.
Too. So, and then, so what my wife and daughter did, we did that. They bought the Carvel ice cream cake that they had, and then they made it into a cookie puss.
Which is awesome.
And they did the ice cream cone nose and all that. And so they made me a homemade one, which even more special because they went to the trouble to actually make it into a cookie puss. And I was like, that is so sweet. I was like, I love it. Right. My wife has always crushed it with making me birthday cakes. One year we got the big Costco sheet cake.
Yes.
And she did an Indiana Jones cake for me.
Oh, wow.
Where she did like crumbled up like, chocolate bits and all stuff like that. And she made like the boulder, and she took like a Indiana Jones minifig.
Yes.
Lego minifigure.
Right.
And put him, and he's running in front of the boulder down. And she had like little pillars with the flame. The candles were at the tops of the pillars and stuff. Oh my God, I got pictures of it. It was so funny. So yeah, my wife's always like crushed it with like making the special cakes and stuff like that. Good. Yeah, the Indiana Jones one, that was just classic. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's a good.
So that's about all we. Yeah. For birthdays. I mean, the kids are getting older. They're happy and, with what we get them and, and all that fun stuff.
Right.
So I do have a surprise.
Okay.
Are you ready for the surprise?
Okay. I have a surprise. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We're doing a taste test.
Oh my God. No,
I didn't even mention it. I didn't even mention it.
We were going through. Oh,
beforehand. We always like plan out the show and like what we're going to talk about, and we've got a taste
surprise.
test. So
and it's a Friday.
And it's a Friday.
Even more
so
bizarre.
This is a good one. So this is the brand new Kit Kat chocolate frosted donut. Candy bar.
Oh, okay.
So it's a Kit Kat bar,
but it's
the chocolate frosted donut. So it looks like Krispy Kreme, like the glazed donut with the chocolate icing on top, but it's a Kit Kat. So we're gonna do a taste test on this. I have full disclosure, Jilly and I, my daughter, we already tried one.
Okay, so you already have been tasted.
And it was actually it was funny because I got one, and then Jilly and I split it, and then she was like, wait, why didn't you save that for you and Dave to do on the show? And I was like, you're right. Why didn't I save this to do on the show?
Yes, everything is homework.
So
you really got
to I just opened the package.
Okay.
Oh, I should have done the tear.
You didn't get it.
Okay, here's the initial smell. So you smell it first because you can smell it from almost a mile away. Do you smell that? Oh, wow.
Yes,
right?
yes, I do.
Right? So it's already broken in half. You can take those two.
It's kind of like walking into Chocolate World at Hershey.
It's almost like that. Yeah, because it's a very distinct, overwhelming.
It's a Hershey.
Oh, you can take
it's
both.
a Hershey product.
You can take both.
It's cool. I'll try the one first.
Okay.
It's a Hershey product. So
yeah. So it's gonna
of course it's gonna smell like
But as soon as you open the packaging, you are hit with that donut smell.
Oh my God.
Because it doesn't taste or it doesn't smell like normal like chocolate Kit Kat.
Yeah.
It's
right?
like it's just like boom, smacked right in the face with the donut smell.
I am smelling it, and it's
they really went over.
It is seriously strong.
That is okay. You're gonna take a bite?
I am now. Okay. I am now. Here we go. It might pick it up. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, there's your crunch. That was good crunch. That was a good crunch.
Okay.
So first thoughts on what you think of the Kit Kat donut, chocolate donut Kit Kat? Anything? You're still contemplating, obviously?
So the weird thing is I'm kind of tasting some coconut in that.
That's what my daughter said.
Yeah.
She was like, but there, and I looked at, I checked ingredients.
There is no coconut
in there.
Coconut oil or anything like that?
No coconut in it, because my daughter said the same exact thing. And I read the ingredients, and there was no coconut in it whatsoever.
That is so weird.
So I will double check right now. I'm going to look as I hit my mic. Yeah, there's no, but there is questions and comments. Call 1-800. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yep, no.
Is it 1-800 Kit Kat?
Yeah, 1-800.
It's not enough.
Nope. No, there's no coconut in this at all. There's no coconut in this at all. So what do you think? Are you a fan? Do you like it? Do you want the other piece?
No, I do not want another piece.
You do not want the other piece?
No, I am not a fan of that one. I am used to actual Kit Kats.
Uh-huh.
And I really do like regular Kit Kats. There's Pern chewing in the background. But I would have to say, no, I am not a fan of that one. And maybe because of the coconut connection there, that it's not coconut, but it kind of had a coconut flavor to it. But Yeah, I just
I thought there was something a bit waxy to it. Also,
yeah.
I mean, because Kit Kats, the chocolate's not like normal chocolate, like get on a Snickers or a Mars. Well, it's a different product, but
Hershey bar, it's not the same kind of flavor to it because they've got to get it to make it fit on the cookie, I guess. Right?
There was just something off about it. I'm not super crazy about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I don't think I would ever buy one again.
No, not on my my top 10 list of.
It almost seems like it's a novelty candy, even though this is supposed to be new. Like it's supposed to be in the Kit Kat line now, I think.
Right.
And it just has this very, I don't know, like if you're at a carnival and you're like, oh, there's a new Kit Kat that's a donut flavor. Oh, let's get it. Oh, and then you never see them again, but you tried them that one time and you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
we were at the carnival.
That. It was awful. Yeah.
It's just a lot of chocolate and sugar and hits you with that donut smell. It has the donut smell to start, but then when you crunch into it,
I was not getting donut.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't taste like donut, but it smells like donut. It's like they overdid the smell to try to get you tricked into it.
Maybe it was just a byproduct of them putting all that together.
I don't know. So yeah, not a fan. Not a fan of the new
I
Kit
think we're
Kat
going to
Twix.
skip that one.
I will go back to regular Twix. I like regular.
We need to rank
Twix.
our candies too, like all our candies. I think because there's levels to that. There's a chocolate side, and then there's also the fruit side, because there's the fruity ones, the Skittles, the Starburst, those types of scenarios. And then there's just stuff that's covered in chocolate.
Right. And if I think my all-time favorite, and I've actually had this conversation with our friend Tristan before.
You're sitting you go into the sheets, the wall of candy is right there.
And if there's one that's the one I'm going to, because that's the one that always will never disappoint me.
Okay.
It's the 100 grand bar.
Oh, really?
With the Rice Krispie chocolate outside and the caramel center. I don't know what it is about that. I bite into that and it's just,
really?
I'm good. I am good.
Really?
Yes, the 100 grand bars. So at Halloween, when my kids come home from trick-or-treating.
You're pulling those out?
Oh, yeah. Because they're not crazy about them. And they're like, and now they know, Dad likes those. Here, we'll set those aside for him. We'll give those to Dad because we know he likes them.
I'm hoping they get money for those because, come on, there's got to be a trade here.
Well, we always have leftover stuff from our bucket, which they get,
of course,
that we were giving out.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so what's yours?
Snickers. I think
you're a hardcore Snickers
guy. Yeah, and I think it's just because of the combo of the peanuts and everything, plus with the peanuts and all that, and that's kind of also
not the combination of the peanuts
and the
just
caramel.
Want to make because last week we talked about whores. I mean whores.
Horrors.
So watch out for your peanuts
slurring
and peanuts.
My words
peanuts.
There. It's because I still have Kit Kat donut on my.
That's it.
In my
sure it's Kit Kat donut, not something else. Oh, sorry.
Kit Kat donut. That's on my breath.
Yeah.
The combination of that and has always been good, other than the Baby Ruth, because the Baby Ruth has that distinct other.
But their
combo.
chocolate is kind of waxy too.
Agreed
on that.
Yes,
which it's not bad.
No,
but
but you know what you're getting. Yes. But it definitely different than the Snickers.
But I do like some Baby Ruth also.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is why we need to go through that.
Yeah, we need to revisit. Okay, we'll do that for a later show.
Well,
maybe not next week, but another. We'll go through with the list
because there's a lot of different candies. Are just bizarre.
Yeah. I got that. So now I'm going to go quickly into video games because there is some video game news that I saw this week.
Oh, okay.
That came out. The first one is the new Call of Duty game, which they put one out every fall, like October, November-ish of every year. Mm-hmm. The new one, they are going back to a Black Ops game, which they haven't done a Black Ops game in a couple years. They've been doing Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, all that stuff. If you're not familiar with it, you're like, well, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Right. So they're going back. They haven't done a Black Ops game probably in like 4 or 5 years, generations kind of going. So this one's supposed to be, and it's supposed to be like the Gulf War but a Black Ops mission. So, and of course it's Call of Duty. So they're going to hype it up like they always do and make you think that it's going to be the next best thing ever. And there was one guy's quote that, a gamer guy that had seen it. Yeah. And of course his quote, and he's on, I don't know if he's on Twitter, X, whatever it is. He goes, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 has the potential to be the best Call of Duty of all time. And I'm like, they say that every fucking year. Like Modern Warfare 3, the one that's currently out, was supposed to be the great, oh my God, this is going to be so amazing. And then Modern Warfare 2, the year before that, oh my gosh, this is a game changer for Call of Duty. It's the same fucking game. Now, don't get me wrong. I enjoy playing the game.
Right.
I like the maps. I like, first person shooters. I'm all into that. That's cool.
Right.
I've actually gotten to point, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I'm actually not a terrible player.
You're a lot better than me. I'm awful.
Oh, yeah, but you hardly ever play also.
That's true too, but still, I'm still awful.
I used to suck at first person shooters, and I've actually I played a game the other, and on a regular basis, like when I do play, like I'll have at least one game a night where my team wins and I was at the top of the leaderboard, and I'm like, cool. I did good.
There it is.
Well, we won.
Nice.
Cool. And I'm
nice.
top. But
Perfect.
when I'm on the losing team at the top of the leaderboard, it doesn't count. I mean, you can't brag about that.
Nah,
that's like you were top of the leaderboard on the losing team. Yeah, go fuck off.
Just didn't do enough.
That's you're correct. So if you're not a Call of Duty fan, there was an announcement on a new Assassin's Creed game.
Okay.
If you like the Assassin's Creed and you're bored to tears with Call of Duty,
right.
Assassin's Creed Shadows is what it's called, is coming out November 15th of this year, and it'll be the new installment of that. Now, I know of the Assassin's Creed franchise, but I don't think I've ever played a single one of them.
I haven't either.
And I know there was a movie about it,
yes.
And then I didn't watch that either. So I don't know. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, hey, you got a new game coming out, and you can play that instead of Call of Duty. And
perfect.
And yeah, and be all happy with that. That was my video games. It was just the two quick ones.
Just those two. Quick. Well, that's cool. I did research. I couldn't find much either out there. I couldn't find much on that one.
Okay. We're going to go into movies now.
Yes.
I was very surprised on Tuesday night because we didn't record. And so I had like an off night and I was like, oh, okay. And, kids went to bed and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And I turn on my TV and I go to, look at the list of movies and stuff. I'm like, maybe I'll watch something, whatever. And I'm on my Xfinity. And new releases under rent or buy is The Fall Guy.
What?
It just came out in theaters 2 weeks ago.
And they're already throwing it out there on your stream.
On streaming to purchase and buy. You can, buy it for $24.99 or you can rent it for $19.99 or something like that. And I'm just like, this was just in the theaters 2 weeks ago. And I then went and found an article that said that now you can watch, Ryan Gosling from home and, this quick and the turnaround is turning how Hollywood's now, that's what they're doing. Like they'll put it in the theaters and then boom, 2 weeks later, because we've talked about this on previous episodes with was it Dune 2 and other things that were quick to, make it
swing around.
But nothing, I've not seen a movie come like 2 weeks later after the time it's still in theaters places and you can now rent it at home. And they were saying it's not that the movie's bad. It didn't bomb. It actually did fairly okay. It didn't do up to the expectation that they were hoping because right now every major motion picture studio thinks that their movie's going to reawake Hollywood and it won't be woke Hollywood. And so and then when it doesn't, they're like, oh, okay, the trend continues. And
Garfield didn't do very well.
Oh, did that come out this week too?
This weekend.
Okay.
And they projected 5.3.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. And Furiosa is only getting 14, so I don't know.
Well, I want to see Furiosa.
I kind of
want to see that in the theater.
Right.
I kind of want to see that in the theater.
I just don't know if people are really spending that kind of money to go to a movie.
Well, yeah, but when you know that now in 2 to 3 weeks, because the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, that's going to be on. What is it on Max or something like that? It's going to be out
Paramount.
It's already now for rent or buy on streaming, but in just a couple weeks it's going to be on a streaming platform like that if you already subscribe to it you can get it. And that came out like a month and a half ago.
Well, we're kind of used to videotape technology.
Oh, exactly.
So when it would come out to Blockbuster,
or later,
when it was going to Blockbuster, it had to get out of theaters completely. Then they'd sit on it for a little bit, and then there'd be this push to get it put onto tape and DVD.
And DVDs. And
we're used to that, but this whole
the quick turnaround
week or two turnaround is kind of tough.
For the Fall Guy.
Well, everything's digital, right? So making it digital streaming isn't too difficult now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that turnaround,
it's so easy to just even in theaters, it's a digital projection now. Like they don't actually send film out. Like they download it over the internet to their
cellulose
servers.
isn't there anymore.
And
then no more reels or anything.
Yeah, and then they project it on a big screen. You watch it in the theater, and so why? Yeah, it's the same thing as if you're basically going into a theater, streaming it the same way you would if you were watching at home.
And the technology at home, I mean, the screen's now 85, 100 inches. Yeah. I mean, you can get some good screens.
We were walking through Walmart today, and it was a 70-inch. Oh, I don't know if it was a Samsung, but it was like a decent brand name, and it was like a 70-inch, and it was like $588. I'm like, for $600, you can get a TV that's like 70
so the technology
inches.
is there, and if you're streaming it, you're getting the digital feed the same way.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it is kind of cool though.
So going back to Furiosa real quick, I did read an article on that, and the review on it that I saw, they were talking about how George Miller just, the fact that he's now almost 80 years old, and it's been 30 years since Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Oh, I like that.
And then, I love Thunderdome. And what was the line? Who owns? What was the town? Something town. Who? I don't know. Do you remember the little guy who's down underneath? And
yes, I do. Bartertown.
Bartertown. Yeah. Who owns Bartertown?
Yeah.
Yes. That was it. So the article I saw that George Miller, the fact that he's almost 80 years old and he's still doing donuts around younger filmmakers, making these movies that are just incredible and great and fun
the effects
and
are real. Like they're not all CGI'd
and there is some CGI stuff you can see in the trailer on this one. But we talked about it with the last Mad Max one that they literally flipped a truck and they really did that. It wasn't CGI.
The practical effects.
Yes, practical effects. So,
which there's a good balance to that. Right. And you can't just all CGI the whole thing.
Going back this is something I just learned this week. We're still sticking with movies.
Right.
Because there's a new movie coming out. It's Twisters.
Yes.
So the Twisters movie is coming out. Yeah. I don't know if it's a direct sequel or what. I don't know. It's like a Twister movie, but it's a Twister.
Right.
So did you know that the original Twister, when it came out, it was PG-13, and you know how they always tell you in the description it's for violence or drug usage or why it's rated that.
Right.
Did you know that on Twister that it was PG-13 for intense depiction of very bad weather?
Serious?
That was what was on in the rating little box
for PG-13
on the poster for PG-13. It was rated PG-13 for the depiction of intense depiction of very bad weather.
Does it affect 12-year-olds and younger's weather?
I don't know. Maybe it scares younger kids of tornadoes coming. We're all going to die. Cows are going to go flying through our windows.
Thunder and lightning, I guess. I don't know.
I just thought that was funny.
That is kind of funny that would have to be the reason why they got a PG-13 rating.
It wasn't for violence or drug usage or nudity.
Cursing,
it was for the intense
depiction
of very bad
that.
weather. Yeah,
right.
That's why it was PG-13.
That's
also,
funny.
And did you know that originally Tom Hanks was supposed to be cast in the leading role of that, but Tom had just finished doing Apollo 13 with Bill Paxton,
right?
And the role had been offered to Tom, and he actually said, "Hey, you know what? I think Bill would be really better at that role than me," and he actually gave it up and pushed for them to get Bill Paxton to be in the lead of it.
He did good in that.
And then Bill Paxton got it. Yeah, and I mean, as great as he can, he just ran around going,
I could see Tom Hanks doing
"Get down! Hurry up! Run!"
There was a lot of running.
That was about all the dialogue from Twister.
And get downing. Yes.
But so he basically, got Bill Paxton the job in Twister, and Tom Hanks passed on it because he had just done Apollo 13 with Bill Paxton and was like, Bill, I think this one's right up your alley. I think you're gonna, and he did, and he nailed it. So going back to the Mad Max, not Furiosa, but the last one.
Right.
So the guy who's in it, it was Tom Hardy, right?
Yes.
Was in the other Mad Max saga or whatever.
Max.
Yes. He is one of those actors to me that is just like wallpaper. Like, I see him on the screen and I'm like, who's that guy again? And I know that he's been in the Venom movies, and I know he did the Max movie, and I know he's done all this other stuff. And there's like people that just love Tom Hardy, and they're just like, oh my God, this guy, he's like so amazing. And I'm just like, I see him and it's just like, he just seems like wallpaper to me. He just doesn't, he does not seem like a movie star caliber like you would think.
Kind of one-dimensional.
He's got, or something. It's just, there's just nothing there that draws me to like, ooh, a new Tom Hardy movie's coming out. Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Right.
because he is going to be in a new movie coming out that's from the director of the Raid series. I don't know if you ever saw the Raid movies. It's supposed to be an action film that he's doing.
I think I did see.
So there's Raid and Raid 2. I think they're like heist kind of action film. I didn't see them. They've been recommended to me several times by friends, and they say they're really good. So they're doing, it's the same director of that, and he's doing this new movie with Tom Hardy.
Okay.
And I saw that was coming out, and I was just like, Tom Hardy's one of those guys. I don't.
He's getting work.
Good for him. I think he's so completely forgettable. I don't get it.
You did come up with 2 roles that he was in, though. So.
I did, which I don't know how I pulled those up. So have you seen the new trailer for The Crow, the new Crow movie?
I have.
And what are your thoughts?
I'm not thrilled.
Yeah, I agree. I watched it and I was just like, I mean, and the first Crow movie wasn't the greatest movie anyway. I mean, It was okay. I mean, yes, because
the storyline's a little tough to follow, but yes,
yeah. But I watched the full trailer for the new Crow movie, and I'm like, I just cannot get excited about it. I just don't really. Why did you remake this? And yes, it's a little different. It's not the same,
Yeah, it's not exactly, but it is the same kind of premise.
Right. Like, he dies and then he has to go, he comes back to life to be the Crow to save. Revenging. Yeah, like he's a vigilante or something, like helping. It's like almost like a Batman thing, but you're not. You're a crow. You're not a bat.
You're just a crow.
It seems like a weak, just kind of Batman ripoff or something. I don't know.
Right.
It did not really seem to interest me at all. I did see that they just got greenlit. There is going to be a new Stephen King movie that they're hoping that will bring Stephen King, bounce back to, his cinema glory, and it's on a short story of his called The Monkey.
Okay.
And it's about these 2 brothers. The poster for it is one of those like little wind up monkeys that has like the symbols and it's like,
you're kidding, because so was Monkey Shine. Monkey Shines was the same way, right?
Was it the same way?
It freaking had, I believe it had the same thing with the monkey on it with the symbols. Yeah. And it was a storyline where the main character is disabled and has the monkey that takes care, but the monkey goes bananas and starts killing people or something like that, or ripping people's ears off.
This had to do something with like 2 brothers or something. That
really?
They go back and find that this monkey's like killing. I was just like, wow, that's really going to wake up Hollywood. Well, this one's
monkey,
really,
going back to monkeys, man. I'm telling you, Kong is, coming out at the Godzilla.
Oh, isn't that already out? Wasn't that already out?
Was it out earlier?
Godzilla? I think
it was. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And
then
lackluster, I think, too.
I saw this one that's coming out. It's called Brothers.
Right.
And it's a comedy action film with Josh Brolin and Peter Dinklage.
Oh, wow.
They play twin brothers.
So like
they play twin brothers.
Perfect.
I'm like, didn't we see this with Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito like 30 years ago? But so anyway, it's Josh Brolin, Peter Dinklage. They're twins, and Brolin is a reformed criminal trying to start a new honest life, getting out of jail, trying to start a new honest life.
Right.
But after spending time with his twin. The 2 take a road trip that leads to a heist, and they just, but it's a comedy action. So like, we're a buddy, we're, brothers, and we're going to go. So like lead him back into a life of crime after he was just reformed. And I don't know, that's going to be that comes out in October, and it's actually an Amazon movie. So they're going to release it in theaters, and then a week later it'll be on Amazon Prime. October 11th in theaters, and then October 17th on Amazon Prime. Brothers with Josh Brolin, who's always great. And then Peter Dinklage from, the Game of Thrones and all those other,
Right.
Wasn't he an elf? Wasn't he the writer and elf?
Angry writer.
Yes.
Who's the angry elf?
I think you're just, So then.
Call me an elf.
Call me an elf.
Call me an elf. One more time.
Does someone need a hug?
Perfect.
Does someone need a hug? Going into TV, they're also in production. Just found out, and on June 24th, this comes out, is the Time Bandits. On Apple TV.
Really?
And yeah, exactly. And what's his name? Tiki what I can't ever say his name.
But I know who you're talking about.
Taka Watiti.
Okay.
I don't know. He directed some Mandalorian episodes. He's also written and directed. He wrote and directed Jojo Rabbit. He's very funny guy.
Right.
He actually does stuff with
did the Thor.
Oh yeah, he did the Thor movies. Yeah, he directed the Thor movies too. So it's him.
Yeah,
I thought he did 2.
He might have done 2.
Oh,
Love and Thunder.
So anyway, yeah. So he's friends with Jermaine Clement, who was one of the Flight of the Conchords guys.
Okay.
And they did a show called In the Shadows, or Where We Are in the Shadows. And they were about like vampires or something like that. It's really funny.
Okay.
And it's been on for like 4 or 5 seasons. But so they've worked together before. So they are the ones at the helm of the new Time Bandits TV series that'll be on Apple TV. And that's already shot. So it's coming out on June 24th.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
Yeah,
so they've got it in the
series.
can and they're ready to bring it.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's good.
Also joining the Zero Sugar Cola Wars on Netflix. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a show. It's just called Terminator Zero. I just thought it sounded like a soda.
Zero. Yes.
Terminator Zero.
I would say, yeah, that sounds like a drink.
It's been greenlit. It sounds like, because all the Coke Zero and all
Coke
the
Zeros,
but
yes.
they've named the show Terminator Zero. I'm like, is that already
Zero.
is that a hard, like that's the name you're going with, Terminator Zero?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be set in 1997, so it's supposed to be between the time of Terminator 2 and the Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be fixing glaring franchise timeline gaps in it. And I'm like, okay, it was already like a jumpy time series thing anyway. If you really were like writing that down going, well, that couldn't have happened because John Connor didn't, whatever. You're looking way too hard into the Terminator series.
You're kind of,
So anyway, so Terminator Zero, it's going to be on Netflix and coming out. It'll be a Netflix series. Not sure if it's limited or not, or regular series, but it'll take place in 1997. So post T2, but before the Sarah Connor Chronicles, which was the show. Was that on Fox? When that
I think
came
it
out,
was
the
on
show?
Fox. Yes.
I think it,
it was
many years ago before Fox was everything. So
right.
My last show that I have, I know I've just been going. I told you I had a lot of stuff. We had a lot of stuff to get to this week.
It's a packed Friday.
Ton of stuff. So this past week, one of the new shows that came on was the little docu-series. It's like a 3-part thing, and it's on the whole Ashley Madison cheating website thing and when all of that stuff happened back in like 2015.
Okay.
And it's a 3-part series about how Ashley Madison, the company, they got hacked, and then they did the data dump of, the hackers did the data dump of like revealing who all of their customers were and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a documentary just last year that came out on Hulu that was a 3-part series. And I had watched that last year. And I mean, it was hard hitting. It was basically just like, you got a business where you had people that were cheating on their spouses and, you got hacked. Well, it's like, so I'm supposed to cry for you or something? Like, what the fuck? Like just moral standards here. I mean, so this new Netflix one I watched.
Right.
And it's like they're defending Ashley Madison, like, oh my God, poor Ashley Madison. They got hacked. The company got hacked, and all those people, and it's just so. And I'm just like, did Ashley Madison pay for it? Because Ashley Madison still exists. The website still is there. And I'm like, did they pay Netflix to make this? It's a little, smoother of a documentary.
Like an advertisement,
it's like
almost.
No, not quite that far, but there is in the last episode, there is like this one couple that they follow through it, which seriously, if this one couple like this, they were like YouTube like couple and they did all kinds of stuff and online and they were getting really popular and stuff, and then the data leak came out and it revealed that the husband, who's supposed to be this like good Christian, was on the list, and he had made an account at one point, and but he's like, I swear I never met with anybody and all this stuff, and then she finds out about it, and it seemed like it was like a whole side documentary. It could have just been about them, because the other parts when they would jump back were all about like them pulling in the cybersecurity team to find out who the hacker was and at the company, and if it was internal, and they never found the lead, and they never found all this stuff like that. So that was one part, and the other part's this couple, and then the third part is this woman who her husband, who was also a pastor, whatever, and taught Bible studies and all this stuff like that. And when the data dump came out, he ended up killing himself because he couldn't face the whole like his wife or the people that he was like basically going to church every Sunday and telling to be committed, all this stuff, because he the data dump came out, and like within 24 hours, like the wife comes home and finds him like dead in the garage, and he killed himself. But then in her interviews, she starts talking about how that the whole data leak and all this stuff like that, and it was turning into like a witch hunt, and basically you should be ashamed of yourself if you went and looked at that list to see if you could find somebody you knew on the list. And I was like, that was something that was covered in the media. Like every reporter, it was like a huge, when the data leak thing came out, there were websites made that made it easily searchable to see if you could search for people on that list. I looked at it when that happened in 2015 or when it happened, because I'm not on the list. I'd never had an Ashley Madison account,
right?
But I did go, and you could search. The one website I went to, you could search by zip code, and I was at this time, where I work at the ice rink, I just put in the zip code of the ice rink to see who would come up.
Right.
And there were people on that list that I knew that were customers that came in. I mean, they're not anymore. They've since gone. They're not customers of there anymore. I'm not, trying to, embarrass anybody. I'm not naming names. But like, one person that came up, I wasn't shocked. Like, he's now divorced from his wife, and he just, I played hockey with the guy. It didn't surprise me that he was on that list. Mm-hmm. And then someone else on the list, I was kind of like, well, I mean, maybe, he and his wife could be swingers. I could see that being, okay. It wasn't like totally shocking, but then I came across somebody who was somebody that I know very well and know his wife and friends of our family and stuff, and his name came up, and that's when I stopped looking. I'm like, I can't go any deeper on this because I wish I hadn't seen that name.
Right.
And I hadn't seen it pop up. And it's one of those things that I've kept, my wife knows, I told her about it, and, it's not changed the relationship at all with our friends. But it was one of those things I've kept secret, or not secret, but I've kept it to myself. And now I'm talking about it on my podcast.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah. Because of this whole thing is, come back up again. And I'm not judging anyone, like, whatever that, and whatever your dynamic is with your significant other, and because they did have one other couple in the documentary that, like, the husband and wife, they're married and they're swingers, and they're both on Ashley Madison, and the, like, currently, and like, but they know they're coming home to each other. I'm like, if that's how their dynamic works, then I guess great for them. I just don't, I don't know. I just found that it felt like it was almost like Ashley Madison funded it to, protect them and get business back. And like, and like at the very end, they're like, oh yeah, and Ashley Madison still exists. So, and it was just like, what are you promoting this? Or is it, like I said, the documentary I saw a year ago on Hulu was definitely hard hitting. It was like, let's nail this into the ground. Let's close the coffin on it, whatever. And then, but this new one just seemed like it was almost like, propaganda advertising for it. And it was on Netflix. Like, they gave Netflix a bunch of money and they made this shiny little documentary. And I don't think, I don't know. I'm not, happy with it. I mean, it's 3 parts, and I was just like, you know what? It wasn't like journalistic, I guess.
Right.
It definitely seemed like there was
skewed
some side money behind it to, we're not that bad. I'm like,
fund it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right.
Really?
More of a commercial than anything.
Yeah. And that's just, so that was, that one wound me up a little bit. So, but that was my last thing about TV shows. Okay. So that was just a current show that's now, it's like number 2 on Netflix right now, the Ashley Madison Secrets and Affairs or whatever. Go watch the Hulu one if you want to see the dirt and the shit about the company and how, all their female users, like 90% of them are fake. They made them up. They basically stole people's money to get, it's whatever, a whole nother thing. But anyway, okay, sorry.
Well, with that whole thing you were talking about, we were talking about Unfrosted earlier in other podcasts, and it got me thinking about cereal. And I saw an article about cereal, and the question...
let's lighten the tone, please. Let's lighten the tone. It got really serious there. I didn't mean to get that serious.
The question was, is cereal a soup?
No.
Okay. The argument is that when you add
liquid... That's like saying
to,
hot dog's a sandwich.
When you add... Okay.
It's not.
If you add a liquid to a solid ingredients and eat it with a spoon, that it seems more like it's a soup, and maybe soup is a cereal. So that was kind of their argument.
I mean, I see where they're going, because like your chicken noodle soup, it's just ramen. A hot version. Well, in ramen, it's like noodles and soup? It's in...
But it's its own category of...
Ramen's in its own group? I thought that was kind of like a soup thing too.
Ramen is a soup thing.
Okay.
I guess.
But I wouldn't say...
cereal is kind of...
Is it just because it's cold?
Maybe.
And not hot?
And then that's just
are
what
there
cereal
cold
is?
Soups?
But isn't there like hot cereal, and it's more of like...
the Quaker Oats. The
Quaker guys.
Because never mix, cereal and religion. That was a line from
that
the
was
movie.
A line from
that was a line from the movie Unfrosted.
Right.
So,
But in that
how's
sense,
that working out? For him?
Okay, so we're agreement. It's not a soup.
Yeah, I'm not going.
It's not really a soup.
Yeah.
But I had a bunch of different things where more like a 2 real 1 fake kind of scenario.
2 reals and 1 fake on cereals.
Of cereal.
Okay, let's
edition.
do. Oh, you got some for me?
I have a couple of categories here. One of them is, they have like celebrity sponsors, like they do the Frosted Flakes and they put the Olympians on there and all that other stuff. Yeah. I'm not Frosted Flakes, but the Wheaties boxes.
Yes, Wheaties, right? Of course. That's always
so. These were sponsors, sponsored cereal, like cartoon characters, things like that. Okay, and so you just say yes or no. It's not really real or fake. I'm just going to say, but you need to pick whether or not these really had cereal endorsements. Okay. First one, Scooby Doo.
Did they ever have Scooby Snacks as a cereal? I'm going to say yes.
They did. It's through Kellogg's. They had one. Peeps.
Yes.
The Easter thing. Yes, that was a Peeps cereal.
I do remember that.
Pac-Man.
Yes.
General Mills did that one.
Yep.
Yes. Neopets.
I have no clue what that is. So, yes.
And they did. Yeah. Island Berry Crunch was through General Mills. Mr. T.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Pity the Fool.
I remember the
Pity
Mr.
the Fool
T
doesn't
cereal.
eat my cereal.
I do remember. They were little teas.
One,
they
right?
were little teas.
They were little teas. They were like Captain Crunch little teas.
Not to be confused with like, the Volunteers, Tennessee, UT. I mean, but it was like,
right. Yeah.
They could have like cross promoted them too.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway.
Right.
Yep.
Space Ghost.
No,
that's true. No. E.T.
Yes.
E.T. did. It was Ralston.
Yeah. I mean, they made a bunch of Atari video games. They may as well made some cereal for it.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
Some tie-ins.
Yeah.
Urkel from Family Matters.
No.
Urkel. And that's not true. He did have a cereal called Urkel-O's.
Did
is what
I
they
do
were.
that?
Yes, from Family Matters. Ralston decided to do that one.
Wow.
Tim Horton.
Had Tim Horton with their own cereal?
Timbits.
Really?
No, I made that one up.
I was like, I didn't think so. I mean, like they've got their coffee, and I mean, you're in Canada, you got to go to Tim Hortons.
No, that is true. They were called Timbits from Post. Sorry, I thought it was a fake one. I thought I made that one up. I thought I did.
You're so good.
I'm
thought
so good.
You made it
up.
up.
I made it up.
Wow,
I
you
faked my own self out. I didn't. I thought I didn't mark it, but it is actually true because I have all the information on it.
Okay.
Krispy Kremes.
No,
they didn't have one.
Nope.
Teddy Grahams.
Yes,
that is true. That one's Breakfast Bears.
Yeah, which I didn't understand because like Teddy Grahams are already like that. You could just throw them in another box and put milk in them, and it's the same
cereal.
thing. They didn't have to do anything. They just repackaged it. Yeah,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
OJ's.
Yes.
They did have an OJ's, and I was going with the OJ Simpson one, but it wasn't that. It was OJ's. It's an orange juice.
Yep, exactly.
And you would pour it on it.
You're supposed to pour orange juice into it.
Cereal.
It was disgusting.
Oh my God.
It was like,
that is the worst. I didn't know if you knew that one or not.
I did know that one.
That's why I threw that one out.
I did know that one.
C3PO.
Yes.
Yes, and they were O's also.
Yep, little O's.
Easy to kind of get O's on some of these.
Yeah.
Slimer from Ghostbusters.
No.
He did have his own.
Really?
And I thought that it was one that the milk turned green. When you poured the milk in it, the ghosties did, but it doesn't do that. It's actually
that's
not
actually
that.
something. Maybe you should go work for a cereal company.
I thought it didn't, but I thought it did.
I think you should go work for a cereal company.
Is that true? Okay. Titanic.
No,
they didn't have one. No. Lord of the Rings.
I'm going to say yes.
No, I was going to say it was going to be a copy of Fruit Loops, because it would be like
golden rings.
Right.
That
no, but
like
that was another one. There's another one that we could sell off. Shrek.
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
Yep.
The Swedish Chef from the Muppets.
No.
He did have it. They were called Crunchy Stars.
And were they like little fish?
They were Crunchy Stars. What they were.
My gosh.
And that was the name. That was the actual name of it.
Fish and stars, like starfish. And
yes.
Oh my God, that would have been funny. Okay.
Addams Family.
Yes.
They did. And that was it. And that's all I have.
Oh, okay.
But then I also had this one where there's a category of just the cereal monsters. Those ones that the flavors that comes out like on Halloween now most times.
But,
so those are, you're naming all of them already.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're supposed to pick the ones that aren't in the list.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
So here's your list. Count Chocula.
It's in. Yeah.
Yeah. Frankenberry.
Yeah.
Sugar Blobs.
No.
Those are not. No, that's true. Boo Berry.
Yes.
Yes. Fruit Brute.
Yes.
That is. Choco Crawlies.
No.
No, that's true. Fruity Yummy Mummy.
No.
No, that's true. No. Swampy Pops.
No.
No, that's true. That's it. Carmela Creeper.
No.
That's actually true.
Really?
Yeah, they did. It was a low one. She, it is a, I think it was like a the character is more like a zombie person, a zombie girl.
I do not remember.
And that was the last one I had. But yeah, so that was your cereal.
You know how I know Fruit Brute?
Yes.
Is from Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Because when John Travolta's character goes over to buy his drugs, his heroin, the Eric Stoltz character, he's sitting there eating a box of Fruit Brute.
Fruit Brute.
And Fruit Brute had been like out of production for years, but Quentin Tarantino, they made a box, and so he's sitting there eating a cereal, and in the box says Fruit Brute, and that was like I was like, wait, is that a fake? Like, and like, no, it was a real one, but it hasn't been in production in a long time. And I think now they make it again, like with the Halloween stuff because of it.
Yeah,
but for years, back in '94 when Pulp Fiction came out, that was not. It hadn't been in production for like 10 or 20 years. It was and Quentin Tarantino was like, I'm putting Fruit Brute in the movie. So that's how I knew Fruit Brute was real.
Yeah, and I had another weird dream.
Oh, right.
On the cereal
speaking of eating weird food, you probably ate some Fruit Brute and then had a weird dream.
I might have had some kind of weird ass dream. This was a weird one, and it was like almost a comedy routine when I was having the dream. I was watching a family of this is the dream. I was watching a family of 5 play basketball in an apartment complex. So it was like in the middle of the apartment complex. The family of 5
like a courtyard,
3 kids and the 2 adults. They were it's like a little courtyard. Yeah, exactly. And they're playing basketball. But the parents were commenting to somebody off, like out of view, about how wonderful their kids are at playing basketball. And yet their kids were missing every freaking shot. So I don't know what was going on there. Right. So then I'm watching all this happen, and off to my left, I see a computer, and it's one of those 1980s PC style computer boxes, like
where the monitor's separate
war
from
games
like
kind of scenario. Yes. And it comes up and it says on it, Rob McInnes is dead by Ginge or Ging, but it didn't finish. It was like ... Like the screen didn't have enough room to put the whole story on there. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. And it didn't finish, right? So I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I hear Lisa upstairs, yell from
his
upstairs.
Wife.
So I had to run up. I ran up the stairs. I'm running up the stairs.
This is all in the dream.
Yes, this is in the dream. And I run up 6 flights of stairs. And she said, did you see the text? And I go, I only saw part of it. He died from what? And she said he died from gingeritis. And I said, what the hell is gingeritis?
Gingeritis? He overdosed on ginger?
He was killed by Carrot Top. That's what she said in my dream. Gingeritis. So in my dream, she said that. And then it was so weird. The dream.
Get into the bad dad jokes.
It started right at the beginning again. And then I'm downstairs watching the whole thing. It ran through my dream 4 times.
And this was Ted McGinley from The Love Boat?
Rob McGinnis.
Oh, Rob McGinnis.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
Is that a somebody? I don't even know.
Said it, I'm like, Ted McGinley from the guy who was always on The Love Boat?
Is that what it was?
The 70s?
Rob McGinnis. And I didn't even know. And then in my head, why did I remember that as the thing? Because it was just a weird text on a computer.
Right, on a computer by people playing basketball.
It was so vivid, though. And these dreams that I keep having that we talk about are so vivid. It's like I'm watching them on a DVD, like I'm really seeing it.
Well, that's how mine was. That was like,
so bizarre. So bizarre. Yes.
I have this one dream where you keep slapping your leg in the middle of our podcast. And then, that just happened.
So excited.
Oh, that's happening right now.
I'm so excited.
That's just happening right now.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. Yes. And I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this up because I am going to hear hell from it.
Okay.
That we've talked about the koi fish.
Oh, yeah.
And the koi names.
Right. Because we've had now 2 good weeks of koi fish names.
Lisa does have koi names for all our other fish. Oh. And they're all cheeses.
Share, please.
They're all cheeses. Cheeses.
Not
so
cheesy. Cheeses.
Originally, our first set of koi, we only had like a handful. There were only a handful in there. Then all of a sudden, they all started having babies. And so right now, all our names are kind of, the clever ones that we've come up with.
Right.
Originally, they were even more. Yes. No, we haven't gotten that one done. We haven't gotten that. Yeah, we haven't named that one.
I love that one.
We'll have to figure that one out.
Okay.
But originally, they were all cheeses because we had so few of them. We could give them all cheese names, and Brie was one of them. And we still have her, and she's huge. She's like almost. Oh my God! I would almost
a big
say
piece of cheese.
2 feet. 2 feet.
That's a lot of brie.
It's a lot. It's a big brie, big block of brie there.
Do you have some crackers to go with that?
And, we have Colby Jack, who was the original fish.
Yeah. He's like your outlaw fish, right?
Yes.
Colby Jack. Does he have like a little hat and gun?
He is running around like he's dressed like a cowboy.
Colby Jack.
Yes, a cartoon cowboy. A quick quick draw.
Yep.
And yeah, so we have a lot of those fish there. And then we also have our shark, which I don't know if you knew.
I didn't know you had a shark. I had no clue you had a shark.
He's called a high fin shark. So technically he's just shark by category, I guess, or categorized as a shark, a high fin, and he is Chumley Von Chops. So yeah, we have some pretty good names. Yeah, we have pretty good names there.
That one,
Chumley, and of the Von Chops.
That's yeah,
of the famous
the Von Chop family,
the Von Chops,
the Von Chops.
Yes,
I think they like sang songs together, like in higher
in the mountain ranges.
Yeah, exactly.
Of Austria. Yes, exactly.
With the other sharks.
Yes, with the other.
They were a shark singing. It was like left shark, right shark, but singing shark.
They were
family.
all together.
Yeah,
all together.
So that one's
as a family.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, so I've got a surprise, another surprise. Oh, it's the show of surprises. 2 surprises in one show for Dave. Can you believe this?
I'm still tasting that first one.
Yeah, right. Okay, it's not another taste test.
I
was going to do a taste test, but I'm going to still search for what I'm looking for that one. Maybe we'll come back to that in a couple weeks if I ever find it.
No problem.
So I, for once, did some homework.
Okay.
And I did 2 real, 1 fake on movies for you.
For me. Oh, okay.
So I'm doing them for you
so now I got to figure it out. Okay.
So you got to figure it out.
Okay.
So
no problem. Or any of okay. Well,
are any
good.
of them what?
Are they going to overlap? Are we going to have any that I had that you had?
I hope not.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh my God.
We'll find out. Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be funny if I could.
We really don't remember. Yeah. How long ago did I do those?
No, it's just a couple episodes. It's like 4 or 5 episodes back, but it was But if there's one on here that I'm like, oh, that one sounded good. I heard that one.
You heard that one? Yes.
Maybe that's where it was.
Okay.
So the first one is the ice rink murders.
Mm-hmm.
After time away from the rink, elite figure skater Megan returns to training, only to find that a killer targeting skaters is giving a whole new meaning to the phrase cutthroat competition. Okay. Then we've got Tinky. Follow the adventures of this tiny teacup husky living it up in the Big Apple, day after day causing mischief and mayhem alone in a swanky New York apartment.
Okay.
When her humans are away, the dog will play.
Well, yes, of course.
Then the third one, Driveway Dolls. In this comedy directed by Ethan Cohen, Jamie and Maria go on a impromptu road trip to Tallahassee, but things go awry when they cross paths with a group of criminals. It almost sounds like the Brothers movie, but a female version.
Right. Well, all 3 sound like they went straight to video, but
which one? 2 of those are real, and one of them is fake.
So the fake one is the second one.
Tinky?
Yeah.
The teacup husky?
Yes.
Yeah, it is fake.
That is the fake one.
Damn
it.
Okay. I thought that was a good one too. and all that came from is as I was on Instagram and I was scrolling, because apparently Dave and my wife say I've been off social media for like almost 3 years until we started doing the podcast. So now I'm like going through Instagram and I see stuff, and then I send like, the funny videos to Dave and my wife, and they're both like, okay, you need to really
steady
tone
stream
that
of
back.
Instagrams. Now some of them are good because you did the one with the disc golf ones, and those are really entertaining.
But then I'm sending stuff. So I came across one, and it was a teacup husky, and he was so cute. Oh my God, he was probably like the size of my fist, and I was just like this little tiny teacup husky, and he was a husky, and I was like, oh, he was so. I like small dogs. I have 2 small dogs myself. I have 2 Chihuahua mixes.
Right.
And yeah, so anyway, that's where I came up with Tinky, because I saw that.
Right. Okay.
So second set of them.
Yes.
We got Dealing with Dad. Margaret reluctantly goes back to her hometown with her hapless brothers to deal with the sudden depression of her dad. The thing is, everyone hates him, and he's actually nicer when he's depressed.
Oh.
So Dealing with Dad.
Okay.
Then we've got Claudio and Claudia, a couple fleeing the grinding rural poverty of southern Italy in 1910 come to America looking for a fresh start. After years of working in factories and mines, they save enough to start their own restaurant, but their American dream quickly turns into a nightmare. And then the third one we've got is The Prank. Overachiever Ben is dedicated to graduating top of his class. When his stern, mean physics teacher, Mrs. Wheeler, discovers a cheater in the class, she fails the entire class. Tanner, his slacker friend, helps him hatch a plan to ruin her life by framing her for murder on social media.
Good God. Okay.
2 are real, 1's fake.
2 are real, 1's fake. I think the first one is fake.
Dealing with Dad?
Yes.
No, that one's real.
Oh, really?
That one is real.
Whole movie about that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
With that. So Claudio and Claudia is the fake one.
It was.
I wrote that one.
Claudio and Claudia.
I actually did some research. I was like, whoa, when did the immigrants from Italy come to the U.S.? Okay, it was between 1900 and 1910. All right,
So you
and they
were
worked
in there.
I did some research on that to build the backstory on that one.
Perfect backstory.
Right?
Perfect backstory.
I mean, that sounds like an Oscar-winning movie.
I would say anyone can take that one.
No, they can't.
Oh no, sorry.
I'm
copyrighted.
We might need to write that script. That we could win an Oscar for that.
Yeah, oh yes, definitely.
I think that's a good
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last set. We'll go really quick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Super Vixens 5. Bluebird is trying to live up to her father's legacy, but Komodo will stop at nothing to bring her down. Bat Vixen takes on a pair of villains set on humiliating her, and we finally see the origin story of Valor when she goes up against some petty criminals. That was the first one. Okay, then we've got Papa Don't Preach. This biopic about the material girl leaves nothing to the imagination, from her early nude photo sessions to her sex book, and from dominating the pop world and to a soap opera marriage with director Guy Ritchie. Papa Don't Preach, I'm in trouble deep. Okay?
Okay.
I always thought that line was different, though. Like, I always thought it was Papa Don't Preach, I'm in double deep. I never didn't realize it was trouble deep until I read that, and I was like, okay. Oh. Okay, and the third one, Kitty the Killer. A highly trained teenage assassin, Dana, and her mentor, Charlie, are an unlikely duo as they unexpectedly join forces to stop a sinister plot and save millions of lives. Some heroes don't play nice.
Okay.
All right. 2 are real, 1's fake.
2 are real, 1's fake. I'm going with the, I'm going to go with the first one.
Super Vixens 5?
Super Vixens 5.
That is a real movie.
That is a real movie.
That is a real movie.
Wow.
And there were 4 before it.
4. And that's a 5th one. You would think I would have heard of one of the other ones.
I have never heard
Super
of any
Vixens.
Of those.
Wow.
I was like, okay.
Super Vixens.
Yeah, the fake one's Papa Don't Preach.
Papa
the Madonna
biopic. Madonna biopic? Really?
That was all fake. Oh. I made that all up, the Madonna biopic.
I think I heard that there's going to be a, on the biopic genre, one for Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, and it might be a streaming one. I didn't know.
Okay, so I did have one other one, but just in the grouping with that last grouping, it didn't quite work. And I want you to tell me if this is real or fake, and it's just one. I just got one. You've got nothing to compare it to.
Yes
you just got to tell me if it's yes or no. Real or fake.
Real or fake. Got it.
Shark Exorcist 2, Unholy Waters. Shark Exorcist, flesh-eating demon shark is back. This time, no one is safe, especially the priest who swears to stop hell's ultimate evil.
I think that's real.
That is a real one.
I know, because I've seen Shark Ghost, or
well,
Ghost
they had Shark Exorcist
Ghost
1.
So I would have to say, and there's a 2.
And now 2's coming out.
That's nice.
Oh my gosh! Oh, we're getting late on our show. Okay, let's wrap up.
We got the hockey.
So last week we talked about how the Phoenix Coyotes or Arizona Coyotes
moving
to Utah, and we went through the list of names that are the potential 20 names on an actual list.
Yes,
Dave and his wife came up with a list of names that they should consider.
We went online, and I brought up Utah, and I went through there. This is Utah's, stuff. And
right.
I was like,
all Utah stuff.
Right. So the first one was Dutch ovens.
The Dutch ovens.
Supposedly the Dutch ovens, that one is going to be good. Okay. And then there's a park in Utah called Dead Horse Point National Park. We thought Dead Horse because you would never be able to beat them.
Utah dead horse.
Because you won't beat a dead horse.
Okay. Oh, I get it. I got it. Okay. Yeah.
There was that one. There was the Arches National Park. So you could do Arches.
Utah Arches.
The Utah Arches makes no sense. Salt Licks because of the Salt Lake.
Salt Licks.
We were going Salt Licks instead of Salt Lakes.
Say that 5 times
Salt
fast.
Lakes.
Salt Licks. Salt.
Crusties because of the salt. We were thinking Crusties.
Utah
right?
Crusties.
So, just Parks because the Utah Parks. Because it's just Parks.
Just Utah Parks.
Right. Yeah. Pterodactyls. And then their little mascot could be Terry.
Terry the Pterodactyl from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then we were thinking that because of that, you could have their song, the one that they usually play to kind of beef up the crowd, could be Utah, Weetaw, everybody taw-taw from like
nice,
Everybody Can, you know?
Yeah.
That one. And it's just you just go right into it and just, Utah, everybody
tall.
Yeah, go right into it.
Oh, yeah.
So we must have laughed about that for like 20 minutes. And I played the song.
What is wrong with you?
I was playing the song on my phone.
That was funny.
We were just kind of going into it. So it had to be brought up. So it was kind of fun.
Gotcha. So that was the Utah names you guys had?
Those were our Utah names. I think the Dutch Ovens wins.
The Dutch Ovens, absolutely. Hands down, that's my
Dutch
vote.
Ovens.
The Utah Dutch Ovens.
The Utah Dutch Ovens,
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, they're going to be playing in that stinky stadium with the Jazz.
Yes,
oh, wait, sorry.
Right,
sorry.
Exactly.
Okay, quick NHL wrap up right now. The third round has started, the Eastern and Western Conference Championship games, and the Rangers are playing the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers took game 1, 3-0 in a shutout. We still don't know what's happened with game 2 because it's airing right now.
You didn't leave it on, so I couldn't see.
I didn't leave it on because I was wanting to find out.
Right.
So that series, I'm really hoping Florida wins.
Right.
And then out in the West, it's Dallas and the Edmonton Oilers. And then
Edmonton Oilers.
And Edmonton last night comes back. Connor McDavid, 37 seconds into the second overtime with the game. After he had the game-winning goal on his stick in the second or first overtime,
right.
He literally had so much time. You could see his eyes looking up the post, across the crossbar, down the other post, going, where am I going to shoot?
This?
And then when he finally shoots, he hits the goaltender's stick. Ottinger's stick.
That's
Ottinger, yeah. He hits his stick, and it was just like you can see in the slow motion him looking in the net. Where am I going to put this in this open net? And then the goalie gets his stick back over in time to then block it. Because if he had just like whacked at it and taken the shot, like instinctly, just like boom. But no, he like sat there like, well, nobody's on me, and I've got all this time, and now I didn't score a goal and win the game. Right. And then so 34 seconds into the second overtime, he literally comes out of the locker room first shift, scores a goal and wins. So
Quick.
The Oilers have game 1.
Yeah.
And it was in Dallas, so all the Dallas fans were pouting, and we'll see. So that's where the NHL playoffs are at.
Yeah, and they'll have been advanced enough that we may have a couple.
Yeah. For next
time.
One.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll see you next week.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Pern and Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern and Dave and WKRP in Cincinnati.
Playing today's rock and roll with Dr. Johnny Fever, home of the first annual Thanksgiving Turkey Drop.
And the good people at
Moe's Tavern,
home of the Flaming Moe. Till next time.